Hello, beautiful artists. How is everyone doing today? I wanted to hop on here and share a little bit because you asked about the brushes that are going to come in my set and show you how to use each one or how I use each one. Of course, you will find your own unique ways of using each one. And there's going to be some brushes that you can create similar brush strokes. So it's about playing with each of them and finding what feels best in your hand and what comes most natural for you. And so I'm going to show you how I am using each of the brushes. This is the set here. And you're going to get, a lot of you have already received these, so that's great. I'm even hearing your framing this, so that's awesome. I love that. These are the brushes that you are receiving in your set. You've got this 16 round, which is quite large. I did do a short handle because that's what feels best and most comfortable in my hand. If they're too long, I don't like to use them because they hit things. You're going to get the cat's tongue here, which is so much fun, you guys. I can't wait to show you. You've got the little 8 round, and I made it similar to the Princeton long round because that's a brush that I really have enjoyed. The angle brush, which is so much fun. You can definitely paint flowers with it. What I like to do is double load it and play with leaves. You can also get this really beautiful fine chisel point. And then the Filbert. If you are into floral paintings, this is so perfect for you. Keep in mind all of these brushes you can use for landscapes, you can use for all different ways. What I primarily focus on is the florals because that's what I paint. But keep in mind, you can use these for, landscapes, for anything you're painting. They're going to work just fine. The first one I want to show you is the Filbert brush. So here it is. And if you notice, it's already shaped into this beautiful petal shape. It's oval at the tip or rounded, so it's perfect for creating a really smooth cloud, curved petals, those really soft flower edges with just one stroke, which I always love a brush that I can do one stroke. As well, this can be used on its side for little leaves or petals that you're looking at from the side. So let me just show you how I might use this brush. I'm going to go ahead and pick up some of my paint here, and I'm using the Mylang, and this is the Artisto, the larger sheets, the 9x12 today. Here is our Filbert brush. So as you saw, it can create these petal shapes like that, which is great. You could even do, a flower just with that. So that would be a way to use the brush. Little daisy there, and then just fill in the middle. I love this brush for, in particular, peonies, because I love peonies. And a lot of the peony shapes are very oval around the edges, so that works for me. So let me show you how I might do that. And I'm going to incorporate the chisel end here and a little bit of the side of the brush. I love being able to turn and use my brush both on its side and flat. Let me just show you a quick little peony here. So there's our center. And then maybe coming around like this. Remember, a peony is in the shape of kind of a bowl. There we go. So there is a peony. So if you noticed, I was using both the chisel edge and the flat edge. I can even go in here, wash and rinse my brush, and get, just using the tip of my brush, I can dab on those little pieces in the middle of my peony like that. So that is what I would typically use this for, but keep in mind, you can use it on its side. It creates a really nice thin line. You can create leaves with it. Let me get some green here. Using it on its edge, that chisel edge point, and then turning it on its side a little bit. And there we have a leaf. So you can do a lot of things with these, and hopefully you will play with them. Let me show you that leaf again. On its side, turn, and then bring it back up to its side. And my goal with these brushes is you'll find a lot of fun ways you can use it that may be even different than me. And I'm really hoping those of you that have received your brushes already and are playing with them, that you'll send me maybe some pictures of interesting ways you found to use them. So that is the Filbert. Let me just write that on here because I know a lot of you take screenshots. So here is the, Filbert. There we go. So that is the Filbert. The next one I want to show you is really, I think, just one of my favorite because it's so fun to play with, and that is the angle brush. Let me show you that here. So it's got this beautiful angle to it. It's got a really nice, thin, beautiful, detailed, sharp line tip right here. You can also use the tip for little points. It's just got so many beautiful ways to use it. It can be really good for creating these long, flowy, elegant leaves. Now this right here is where I double dipped it. So I dipped the angle side, the point side into blue and the shorter side into green. And I just mixed the two. But look at this beautiful, detailed, sharp line I could get, which I've used for wood to show the wood grain. I use for stems. It's just got all kinds of really nice, crisp, clean lines. Even if you paint architecture like buildings, this would be fantastic for that. Or maybe some abstract shapes. This would be really good for that. Let me grab a tissue here. I dripped some water there. Okay, so let me show you how I might use that. I'm gonna go ahead, like I was sharing with you, and double dip this because that is really what I love about this brush. Let me show you. What I'm doing is I'm dipping the long pointed tip into the yellow, my cad yellow, and then I'm gonna pick up, let's go with a little bit of blue. Because I'm thinking in those areas it might mix together, it'll create a beautiful green. All right, so I've got that yellow and that blue on my brush. I'm just gonna dip it a little bit in the water. All right, first I'm gonna show you those beautiful, nice, crisp lines. Look at this. Can you believe it can get that tiny little line? Which again would be really nice for if you are doing any type of illustration look or a building. And then the other way that I typically use it is for my leaves. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Let's do another one here. And the yellow and the blue mixed and made this beautiful green. That is what I love doing with this brush. You could do crosshatch. Let's just, now again, I don't paint buildings, but look at this. Look at those nice, sharp lines you could get for a building. So that is what I typically use the angle brush for. Again, make sure you send me how you're using it. I'd love to hear. And I'm just going to write angle brush here. I'm going to also be doing shorts, a short on each one of these. So since I have 5 brushes, there'll be 5 shorts. And that way you can refer back to them if you want. Okay, let's see. What brush next? Excuse me. This is the round, the big old bad boy. This is my 16 round. And as you know, the 8 round, which is a little bit smaller, is really my favorite I work with. If you're going to be working on a larger area, a larger piece of paper, like this here is a 9 by 12, or you do landscapes, this is awesome. Or if you just want a larger flower, this holds a lot of water, yet it's snappy still, but it holds a lot of water. Let me just get it wet and let's do a blue background, like a sky. So look at all the area I can cover. Now, if I really use it on its side, I could cover a really large area. I'm gonna use the front, the tip and the quarter. Look at that. Look at that beautiful wash. Let me add in a little bit more blue there. So this just does a fantastic job with washes and things. And then I'm going to show you shockingly how well it does with a fine line. So there is a wash. You could use that for oceans, even for a building, anything you want to cover a little bit larger area. But take a look at this. Look at what a fine line I can get. Just light pressure. I'm holding up near the ferrule so I have a lot of control. I mean, you can get both. That is what I love in a brush, being able to get a variety of strokes so I don't constantly have to move back and forth between brushes. And I love that this can do that. Can really get some nice thin strokes, even a compound point, press, point, press. Let me do that one again. I didn't have a lot of paint on my brush. Point, really flatten it out, point, flatten it out, and that can be used for a leaf. So let's just play with a leaf for a quick second. Point, press, up on the tip, like that. Again, you can use these brushes a variety of ways. You will, like me, find the ones you like best. And this one I like for covering large areas, but at the same time, look at the small detail lines I can get with it. So I love that one. Let's see, the next one is my medium round. If you enjoy working on your smaller Artisto pads, I do a lot. I mean, look at all of these. These are all in the Artisto pad. These are all a variety of tutorials I've shared in the past. And for a little bit smaller piece of paper, this is great. Or for your larger pieces, you can use this for any of that detail lines. So let's play with that a little bit. And I'm gonna show you just the typical, what you would think of with this brush. So you've got your thin lines. Again though, look at the beautiful thin lines you get with these other brushes. So I love that about this set. So let's just do our thin lines. If I put a little bit more pressure, a little bit thicker line. If I put a lot of pressure, even thicker. And then the way I love to use this brush is on its side, maybe a petal. So let me show you that. But then I can turn the brush and come up on the side and get those nice smaller strokes like this. So a petal here or a leaf, whichever. There we go. So it still can cover quite a nice area. It works great for those little detail-y dots and dabs. Say that 10 times fast. Like so. And it just is really great for, it's kind of that middle ground brush. You can do stems, you can do leaves. I think for me, these round brushes are the most versatile. You could use it for fine details in your landscapes, the little trees, even if you're into portraits, You could use that for the eyes and the fine little details, the lips and things like that. All of these brushes, by the way, too, I should have shown you those. You can use all of them as with dry brush. So just using them on its side. All of these can be used with dry brush. Just turn your brush on its side because you want to skim over the texture of your paper. If you really like dry brush for trees and grass and sand and mountains, so fantastic. Make sure that you're using either rough or cold paper because those have more of a texture. Hot press is going to be much harder to get that dry brush effect. That's just a little side note. Now, I have to tell you, the cat's tongue brush, I'm telling you guys, is like my secret magic weapon. It's so unique. It's got that pointed edge. It's got the wide body in the middle. It's perfect for all kinds. I'd say, gosh, I feel like the round is really versatile, but this cat's tongue is truly like the Filbert, just the floral dream, the floral painter's dream, I think. So let's go ahead and go into that. I mean, it's already shaped in the shape of a leaf. Look at that. Or a petal. And you can also use it on its side to get those little thin lines. So let me show you that first. So look at these thin lines. Gorgeous, right? You can really have some control there. Now, if I turn it on its side, like this, look at those. That is great for leaves. You can do little things like that, and it could be the inside of a flower, the little sepals. Isn't that beautiful? Or it could even be filler in your paintings. And then it can also watch the beautiful flower it can make. So I'm going to use both the tip and the body of the brush and probably turn it on its side. I really encourage all of you to take these brushes and just, like I said, play with them, turn them on their side, see what comes out naturally for you. Let me create this flower. So starting with the tip, and then I start putting pressure. And I just kind of finish it off. Again here. Finishing it off. So what's great about this is I can use this for the petal and then the tip to kind of round out and shape my petals or my leaves. I'll do a leaf with this as well. So here's our petal. There we go. And then I just use the point and the side to kind of round out and even create a petal on its side. And then for, let's say this one is turned sideways. So point, press, and then up on the point. Kind of like a compound stroke. And that looks like a petal that is turned on its side. Now let's do a leaf with this. So I just want to wash and rinse my brush really well. And let's pick up some green in our palette here. I'm really excited. I hope once you guys start getting your brushes and playing with them, please send me videos of what you're discovering, how you're playing with them. I'm sure almost all of these brushes in some way you could double dip them. I mean, just really use your imagination. Don't get stuck in, this is a Filbert brush, this is how it should be used. Like, play with them how you want to play with them. So again, I'm going up, I'm going to start on the tip. Let's just do our stem. But look at that, how beautiful. This big, wide, beautiful brush, but yet you can get these really nice thin strokes. And then let's grab maybe a darker green. I'm gonna make it transparent here, dab off my brush. And then I'm gonna go in and do a leaf. So I'm going to use my brush on the side. Point, press, and then back up to the point and the other side. Let me grab a little bit more of that lighter green. Point, press, and you could even point, press, leave it like that. You don't have to put both sides. Point, press. There we go. Let's get a little lighter value. Point, press. Point, press. You could just leave it like that. You could even do these little ones. Look how beautiful. Isn't that fun? So cool when you can find a brush that can be so versatile. That's what I love, and I can just go with it. So we might create some little petals here, like that. And then watch this. I can even get that little tiny stippling, or I might call it the sepals. Oop. Let me pick up, let's go with a dark brown here. Probably my Van Dyke brown. There we go. And I'm just going to use the tip and on the side to go in and create these little, I mean, this would be look at, that just makes perfect little, like in a, very indicative of a poppy, how you have those long pieces that stick out. But look at this. I hope this gave you some inspiration and ideas. Again, do not limit yourself to how I'm using them. These would be great for landscapes and everything. You can use them, you know, in your own ways. Figure out what, like I said, what different ways you can use them, and send them to me because I would love to see them. This one is a great one as well to double load. Matter of fact, let me do that for you. So I'm just going to load the left side. Any brushes that have some body to them, play with double loading them. Let me pick up some of my blue. There we go. And watch this. Point, press, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So take these, point, press, and just play. That's how all these years I've been painting, I'm always going, you know, out on my own and just exploring and playing to see what I can create here. So there you go. I will make those little shorts for each brush. And then in this video, we will guide you if you're like, I want to see that angle brush again. I just want to see the angle brush. And you'll be able to go to the short and see what I do with that. But this is going to go specifically with your kit and show you how to use, and kind of what I had in mind when I designed the kit. And I used to paint all of these. So here's that little cat's tongue, and play with them and have fun with them. I just want to stop a minute. I want to thank you all for being here, for supporting this, you know, whole passion project of these brushes. It was so much fun. Excuse me. I feel like we all really designed this together, and that's what made it so fun. And I can't wait to see what you're doing with them. So don't be afraid to try new things, make happy accidents, and just, you know, let that curiosity flow, let the creativity flow, and go grab your brushes, give them a try, and let me know in the comments which brushes you're most excited to play with and experiment with. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I have lots of fun, inspiring tutorials and tips and tricks. I have playlists for beginners, and I will see you all next time. All right, bye.